Today's story begins with Elizabeth Moss, who wakes up at night terrified by something as she prepares for the most important escape of her life. Cecilia has fallen into a complicated relationship with Adrian Griffin, a crazy and manipulative optical engineer. Cecilia has planned to escape from this madman, as she drugged Adrian and carefully exited through their luxurious mansion, and turned off all the alarms to ensure that her secret would not be discovered. Through her phone camera, she watches this madman very carefully, hoping that he remains unconscious. While trying to sneak out, Cecilia comes across Adrian's dog and feels guilty, so she tries to help the dog by removing the shock collar from his neck, but she activates the car alarm when the dog bumps into her. She feels scared and terrified when she hears Adrian moving. She rushes into the woods, running to her sister Emily's car, which is waiting at a safe distance. Emily waiting anxiously. As Cecilia gets into the car, Adrian storms out the door and angrily bangs on the window trying to pull her out. Emily speeds off, leaving an angry Adrian clutching an empty bottle of diazepam. 2 weeks later, Cecilia is staying with a friend, Detective James Lanier, and his daughter Sydney. Although she is in a safe environment, Cecilia is frightened and can't move a step outside. James encourages her to regain her freedom, but she remains traumatized. Finally, she goes to the mailbox, and is startled by a passing runner she believes is the madman Adrian, which only increases her anxiety and makes her think that this madman can find her anywhere. The turning point comes when Emily receives the shocking news. Adrian has committed suicide. At first, Cecilia is in disbelief. She tells Emily and James of Adrian's control and abuse, including his obsessive desire to have a child, a desire she has thwarted by secretly taking birth control. The news gives her another chance at life, but Cecilia remains cautious and wary. Hope turns bizarre when Cecilia and Emily meet Adrian's brother, Tom, played by Michael Dorman. Tom, who is acting as executor of Adrian's will, reveals that Adrian left Cecilia a $5 million inheritance, on the condition that she remain sane and not face legal trouble. Moved by gratitude, Cecilia begins to rebuild her life, giving gifts of appreciation to James and Sydney. But peace is short-lived. Cecilia begins to experience mysterious events that make her feel haunted by a ghost. One night, she feels a presence in her room, and another time, a mysterious presence appears beside her in the cold. These terrifying events escalate when an unseen entity disrupts her breakfast, causing a fire. The horror culminates when the unseen entity pulls the covers off Cecilia and Sydney while they sleep, leaving Cecilia convinced that Adrian has somehow found his way into the world and become invisible. Her suspicions lead her to confront Tom, who dismisses her claims and shows her Adrian's ashes and crime scene photos. Feeling isolated and distrustful, Cecilia's paranoia grows. Her relationship with Emily deteriorates after a cruel email, purportedly from Cecilia, leads to a falling out. The situation becomes critical when the invisible entity attacks Sydney, making it appear that Cecilia is the aggressor, prompting James to take Sydney away for her protection. Determined to prove her sanity, Cecilia sets a trap, sprinkling coffee grounds on the floor and calling Adrian's phone, which rings from the attic. She finds the phone with a cryptic message reading "surprise," confirming her fears. In a tense confrontation, she pours paint over the invisible entity, revealing the outline of a suit designed to render the wearer invisible. This terrifying discovery sends her on the run, searching for shelter and answers. In a bold move, Cecilia arranges to meet Emily at a busy restaurant to share her discoveries. In the middle of the conversation, a knife is raised and Emily's throat is slit, leading to Cecilia being charged with murder. She is arrested and detained in a mental institution, and Cecilia's desperation grows when she discovers that she is pregnant. Tom visits her and offers her a sinister deal: join Adrian and share the inheritance, or face dire consequences. Determined to protect her unborn child and bring Adrian to justice, Cecilia orchestrates a confrontation. She uses a hidden pen to injure the unseen assailant, causing the suit to malfunction. Chaos ensues as the unseen Adrian violently fights the guards, but Cecilia's ingenuity helps her escape. The final confrontation occurs when Cecilia races against time to save Sydney from Adrian's wrath. In a climactic battle, Cecilia uses a fire extinguisher to reveal the unseen man's location and shoots him. She drops the mask to reveal Tom, making him the conspirator in the plot. However, Cecilia knew that the real mastermind was Adrian. Cecilia arranges a final meeting with Adrian, recorded by hidden cameras. During their tense conversation, Adrian tries to manipulate her, but Cecilia, armed with her wits and Adrian's technology, turns the tables. She uses the invisible suit to slit his throat, making it look like a suicide. When James arrives, he finds Cecilia calm and determined, with Zeus by her side, symbolizing her newfound freedom and power. This gripping tale of psychological horror and resilience follows Cecilia's journey from victim to triumphant survivor. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more exciting recaps and reviews. Let us know what you think of this film in the comments below. Until we meet again, stay safe and enjoy watching the movies.